What is up, everybody? Welcome to AK Plays. I'm AK. Let's play.
What? What sorcery is this?
Not sorcery, boy. Skill.
Well, not quite skill, but definitely not sorcery. So, basically, this build is the weirdest PRED counter I've ever made, but boy does it work. Now, I won't oversell it. It's a great build for what it's made for, but it is definitely not going to be your new solo build, and I don't really see a place for it in group play. I just think that it's an interesting build that I really want to show you, and if you want to rock it to either troll some Predator players or just for the fun and see where it could take you, I encourage you. So, first weapon is a self-preserved predatory card counter house with those attachments, and a lightweight M4 with sustained, predatory, and determined, and these attachments. Now that's going to be for finishing kills and getting a little bit more health. Your backup weapon or your pistol is going to be a determined, cool-headed. Now we're going to look at the chest piece, which is rolled for stamina, health, exotic damage resilience, and ammo capacity. And if you're unfamiliar, here are the final measure buffs. This is a 5-piece, with 1 piece being a high-end. And we are missing out on the 6-piece, which is a very strong gear set bonus, and that's why this really isn't perfect for group play, but it does work if you really want it to. Your mask is going to be a rehabilitated mask, rolled for stamina, exotic damage resilience, and kill XP should be, I would say probably burn resistance. And basically this is the key to this build. And the rehabilitated mask is going to completely obliterate status effects. So when you're on Predator Bleed, it will help you. Now, looking at your knee pads, they are rolled for stamina, exotic damage resilience, shock, burn, and bleed resistance. And then your holster is going to be critical hit chance. And your gloves are going to be rolled for stamina, SMG damage, critical hit chance, and critical hit damage. And now we're looking at the backpack, which is rolled for stamina, health, and burn resistance. And then our mods are going to be stamina health, support station range, and support station range. And then on to the holster. Support station healing speed. Basically, I'm just trying to make this station a little helpful since it has to sit on the ground for 10 seconds to give you a full heal anyway. Stamina health mod on the knees along with support station healing speed. On the mask, we have stamina, exotic damage resilience. And on the chest piece, we have stamina, exotic damage resilience, and stamina, exotic damage resilience. Now, on to the fun part, which is the stats. Now, critical hit chance, it's okay. It's at 41.5, and critical hit damage at 101, headshot damage 62. So your DPS isn't going to be crazy, but you're rocking 2,900 firearms, and you have no damage talents on your house, so you're probably not going to be lighting the world on fire with your DPS. However, the cool part is if you look, we've got 77% exotic damage resilience with 33% bleed resistance, and then of course great burn resistance as well. And then we look at our skills, we have a booster shot that's going to give you more resistance, and an immunizer to give you some healing. And then of course we run a recovery link just in case. Now, this build, I don't know if it fits in as a solo build, a group build. It's really whatever you want to make it. Try it out and adapt it on your own. We don't run adrenaline on this because we kind of want to be on status effects to get that rehabilitated going. But we are going to run critical save and strike back, precision, and on the move. However, if you are running with a group or you feel like you want to do a little more damage with grenades, you might want to use chain reaction. And we are going to run on the move to give you a little bit more resistance if you kill things. That's probably going to be NPCs. You're not going to be laying out a bunch of players one after another. Now, this build's great. It is very fun and super cool to run. However, it is not going to be your DPS build, and it is not going to really fit a role on a team in 1.8.3. it's a lot of fun, but it's more a gimmicky build that is just kind of, you want to try it out. If you want to adapt it to see it do some real work, then you might want to try going with 4,000 firearms, 9k stamina. That way you can unlock some damage talents on the house. But I haven't tested that for its resistance to grenades and predator bleeds. In this version with 10k stamina, you can see grenades are completely ineffective and they do literally 0 damage. The tiny bit of damage that you take gets absorbed by the rehabilitated mask immediately, and that's unbelievably impressive. Now we look at predator bleeds, which, as all of you know, are extremely lethal in the DZ.
Nope.
Oh, well, that one didn't work out so well. But we're going to finish the predator bleed, and you can see not only do I not die from it or take giant chunks of health, I literally lose no health, and if anything, I go up in health, which is ridiculous. Now, I'm going to show some skirmish footage because, I mean, I don't want to show you a build that literally can't be used. It does work. It does fill some role on a team. You do still absorb nades. You do still do enough damage to contribute. You're not going to be ripping someone down and making a clip out of it, but you're going to kill people eventually. You do mid-level damage. It's about the damage you would do if you're a reclaimer or so, but you have the survivability of a tank, and anytime you get any status effect or exotic damage coming in, you're going to be completely fine. But overall, it's not a complete drain on your team. It does help. You absorb nades, you do some damage, and you don't die, which allows you to stay up longer if you want to run combat medic to help your team. Basically, it's not a bad build. It's definitely fun, and that's the purpose, is just pure enjoyment and screwing around with Preds, and basically so you can say to somebody in the DZ, hey, look what this build can do, and have fun with it. But if you want to turn it into a real build and use it, more power to you. I mean, it did fine in skirmish. It wasn't bad at all. I tried it in a little bit in the DZ. It won a couple of 1v1s. But overall, it's strong. It's not ridiculous, and I'm not recommending it as your new build to save as a loadout. But if you want to give it a try and try something new, it's kind of fun. Especially if you get on a predator bleed, then you can just laugh at people. And you're definitely going to screw with some Pred's head, and they're going to check their build to make sure that they have 9k stam and everything. But those Pred bleeds that I was getting in the beginning of the video with Slacks, he had his perfect Pred on. I believe it's optimized. He has it run correctly, 9k stam and everything, perfect crit chance and everything, and he went for all headshots. So those were critical hit bleeds. Now, what you just saw on screen, you might need to back it up a little bit and watch again. That sticky bomb wasn't just a little toy sticky bomb. That completely killed the teammate that was standing next to me who was at half health, and I took 0 damage. Now, this next clip, this is a Predator. I'm currently on Predator bleed while face tanking this person. Now, not only have I not lost any health, I've gained health. Now, of course, I had teammates helping me there. That wasn't a true face tank, but it was a very interesting fight to see how Predator does nothing to you. And if anything, you go up in health, because they're not going to hit all headshots that are all crits in a normal fight. Now, this next one that I have on screen is a solo fight, a one-on-one in the DZ, and I wanted to see how it did if I win against non-Predators. Now, this is built to fight Predators, Mark, and you'll beat some Preds. Obviously, if you face off against a better player, they're going to probably beat you because they're better. And that's unfortunate because some builds will be able to raise you up to the occasion and have you be able to compete on that higher level. This build won't work like that. You're going to need to be able to outplay the opponent and hope that it's a Predator's Mark. If it's a Predator's Mark, you'll have a lot easier of a time. Their Pred bleed will not kill you. However, they do have more firearms than you with their 4K, and they could kill you with their regular firearms. So you have to be careful. It is not an instant win when you fight a Pred. However, in this case, you'll see that I'm fighting a Nomad. Basically, it is a one-on-one Nomad fight. I wanted to see how it did against another meta build. Obviously, I can't just make a build that can only fight one other build. So I wanted to see how it would work against Nomad. This guy put on a pretty good fight at the beginning. I ended up proccing him a few times. And by the end here, I think he was just giving up because this is a really annoying build to fight against with its self-preserved. I got a bunch of critical saves, and it has some pretty good healing. So I think he eventually just gave up. I mean, 10k stam is pretty tough to fight against. But that's the build, guys, and I hope you enjoyed. I got this idea from one of my teammates, he was talking about running Rehabilitated on his final measure. He was a DPS final measure, and so I thought, why not take it to the extreme, run 10k spam and see if it can outdo a Pred bleed. And it did. So that's the story, but I hope you guys enjoy the build. If you want it to be more viable and do some DPS, I'd switch one piece of gear to firearms. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoy the build, and if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I'll catch you guys tomorrow.
Warning. You've disavowed it officially and I'm on this road.
Do not bully people.